Hey everybody, it's Uncle John from Uncle John's Farms here in Center Point, Indiana. Sorry, first of all, about the lack of videos that we've had. It's spring is a very busy time on the farm, and not only that, but I have two other businesses that I've run, and those businesses have picked up here in the springtime as well. I want to apologize for the wind. When I first started doing this morning, there was no wind, but now the wind's back out. So today we're going to do a little bit of planting. I know we're a little bit late in getting some of our garden plants out. It just couldn't be helped between the rain and being so busy and everything. Today we're going to do all kinds of plants. I've got some raspberry bushes, or actually blackberry bushes that need to be planted. The tomato plants we have bought, and they need to get into the ground. Plus I've had one of the people that watch us on Facebook, he called and talked to me, told me that the doctor said he's anemic and that he doesn't like to eat liver and onions. I don't know why, I love them, but he doesn't. So I done some research, and spinach is a good source of iron for the human body, so we're going to be planting some spinach for him today. Now, as most of you know, these boxes we made a few years ago, and I usually use them for radishes and carrots because we have such dense clay soil. It's hard for carrots and radishes to grow. But we're also going to be planting some of the spinach in these boxes as well, and we're going to do that right now. Well, I've switched mics. Hopefully that'll help with the noise level here. We got our first box. We got a seed of spinach. You get like 1,000 seeds in this. We're not going to plant all of them. We're going to plant this just mainly for our one follower on Facebook who, again, is an anemic problem, which means low iron in the blood. He doesn't like liver and onions, so he does eat a lot of leafy greens. So we promised him that we'd plant some spinach for him. And because these have had some rain on them, actually this morning, they're going to be a little bit muddy, but we're going to break up the soil in these because they get compacted with the rain. And all we're going to do is just rough it up a little bit. And I have added a little bit of fertilizer to this because spinach does take a lot of nitrogen out of the soil and needs a lot to grow. And there's some trash in here, but it's not that big of a deal. Every once in a while you'll find something. We'll just pitch it out. I'm going to smooth it back out. Spinach typically only takes about 30 days to grow, but this organic kind that I'm planting, it's certified organic. It's going to take a little longer, about 48 days. It's real simple to plant spinach, at least for me, because I don't have to put anything in rows and worry about cultivating or anything like that. So we open up the package, take some in our hand, and the wind's going to pick up again. And I'm just going to sprinkle them around. Just try to make them as even as possible. Because this whole area in here will be spinach. And it'll probably, once the first bunch is done, I'll pull it out and replant it and add some more nitrogen to this fertilizer, or to this soil. And we don't have to be exact, because like I say, we just want some of it to come up for our friend who doesn't like liver and onions. There's probably a lot of people out there that don't like liver and onions, but I do. Okay, so once we get it spread in there, and I'm probably going to make this a little thicker since we have so much seed. We're not going to waste it. It's all going to go probably the same person. We'll probably have some to sell on our website, and we've been thinking about doing some farmers markets as well. Okay, so once we get that done, it's real easy to do this. We're going to go and just kind of pat it down so that each seed is making good soil contact, okay? We'll make sure that these seeds are in there really good. Now we don't want to pack it down. We just want to lightly tap it. Now we're going to go on the outside here and just get a little bit of dirt and just kind of sprinkle over the top where we don't have any seeds. And we don't have to do it a lot, just a little. And you could actually, another thing, you could go back there and just kind of do this to it. You just want to make sure that the seeds are making contact with some soil. And I know for some of you master gardeners out there, you're looking at this going, oh my gosh, he didn't put them in rows or anything. Well, we're not doing a lot of spinach. Like I say, it's just for basically one person. I love spinach, but I also like liver and onion. All right, there you go. A whole box full of spinach planted. See how easy that is? And this tool just does make it easier. And I got a little bit of dirt in there. And like I say, you don't have to be perfect at this. A lot of people worry because they're little seeds and it's kind of tedious. I'll get that now. See, I got a lot of them in there. And sometimes the machine does kind of mess up a little bit too. No biggie. And if you get two in one place, that's alright as well. I'd rather have two in one place than just one, just in case, one don't germinate. That does happen. We got about 4 in that one. So we'll move some. Not a big deal. My road didn't turn out very well there. One thing you can do is, even in the city, you can do what we're doing out here. That's the main thing. You don't have to live in the country. You don't have to have a bunch of land to do what we're doing. I think that's a common misconception with people today, that you just got to have a lot of land, and you don't really. I know people that grow vegetables in pots in the city and apartment buildings. Now I'm going to probably throw a little extra in here, because this is, like I say, what we got left of some seed from last year. And we'll order some more seed if we decide we're going to sell more radishes. There we go. Now all we got to do is just go through, take a little dirt and cover them up. And it doesn't take very much dirt over the top of these. The nice thing is it rained last night, so the soil is already wet. So we're not going to have to water these for a few days. They'll start germinating, probably in about 3 or 4 days. Like I say, you don't have to have a lot of dirt over the radishes. They pretty much, stay right on top of the ground. I've known some people that just go out in their fields and they just scatter them, because radishes are a good source of nitrogen for the soil. And a lot of the farmers around here will actually, after they get their crops out, go in and plant radishes and just let them rot in the field. They stink, but they add a lot of nitrogen back and they don't have to use quite as much fertilizer. So there we go. Spinach in, radishes in. We've been about 10 minutes at this. Okay, this particular box last year we grew herbs in. So I've had to kind of go through and get some of the old herbs out, because some herbs, like mint, it likes to spread. And you don't want that where you're going to plant something else. So I went in and kind of dug some of the old plants out of here. We're going to do this box the same way, only this way. When we get some trash, and leaves, they don't hurt. They actually add back to the soil. It's like when you put them out in your garden after you chop them up. You can see that they're adding some carbon to the soil, and that's a good thing. If you get some trash, yeah, throw it out. You know, these boxes work great. And to be honest, these are old barrels that somebody was getting rid of, and I got them for free. I bought the wood before the price of wood went up. I think in all these boxes, I may have about 20 bucks in this. I like them because, like I say, they're up higher, they're easier to work. And I like getting my hands dirty. So, you know, plus the nice thing is I can come out of a night or in the morning and everything I want to eat is right here, right at my back door. Here again, you can do a lot of this stuff yourself. See, gets rid of some of these old roots. All right, so next up, we're going to plant some carrots. I've used gurneys in the past for seed. I've used burpee in the past. I think last year I used a place called Seed Saver because they were all organic, and I was kind of on an organic kick at that point. It doesn't really matter where you get your seed. Find a variety of whatever vegetable you want and you like, your family likes, and that's what I would buy. And you may have to experiment a little bit. So the carrots we're going to do about the same way as we did with the radishes. We're going to put some little rows in here. And they're planted about the same way as the radish, about a ½ inch down. You want to give them room to grow, get rid of some of these old roots. I'll probably only do 3 of these. They take a little longer to come up and mature than what a radish does. But that's okay, they're well worth it. Sometimes the little packages just don't want to tear right. And we are growing some herbs this year in some of our gardens. So if you're interested in that, you know, hit me up on Facebook. We'll have some of those to sell. I know a lot of the ladies use herbs when they're cooking. I'm not much of a cook. I'm not being sexist. I just don't cook much. Now carrot seeds are really, really super small, so you got to be a little careful with them. And you learn with this, bigger seeds you have to hold it upright more, littler seeds you don't. It takes a little while to get them all worked through. And you want to space them at probably 1.5 inches apart. And like I say, if you get 2 in one space, not a big deal. You can go back through and thin them out. That's the nice thing, seeds don't cost a lot. And these are tender sweet carrots. They don't grow very big as far as lengthwise. So they do excellent in in this type of setting. They're not quite a baby carrot. They're a little longer than a baby carrot, but they are very sweet tasting. That's the reason I like them. Again, the extra we have will be on our website for you to buy. We do take the SNAP EBT cards, so hit me up if you'd like to buy some of our vegetables. We'd love to have you as a client. We also have fresh eggs. We have all the chickens sold for this year unless we get more people interested, and then we will add another order and raise another round of chickens if we get people interested in wanting pastured chicken this year. Every once in a while you get some that get stuck on the end. And like I said, if you have two in one hole, not that big a deal. Alright, so we got a little left. What I'm going to do is put them back in because we got some seeds still left in there. See how easy that is to put that back in? You just tip it up and put it in there. Alright, so now that that's done, we'll just go back in here, and just like the radishes, we're just going to top them over. They don't have to be planted real deep. And there we go, the carrots are planted. Okay, so we're now at our final box. Lettuce is going into this one. Now this is not head lettuce, you know, like you buy in the store that's got the heads. This is what we would call loose leaf lettuce. It's planted about the same way we plant spinach. This particular variety called Webb's Wonderful, it's an English variety, and it can take the summer heat a lot better than the head lettuce or like iceberg lettuce. A lot of clients last year found that they kind of liked having loose leaf lettuce, and you know, you can mix this with the spinach, throw some radishes in there, maybe slice up some carrots, and you know what, you got a great tasting salad. Yeah, so we're going to plant some of this. Like I say, it's planted about the same way as the way we do the spinach. We're going to come in here and get this all worked up. And I felt a stick in there. Yep, right there. And that's one thing you need to look at too, the different varieties. Like this one takes heat better. Some of the other varieties may want more cooler weather. You got to watch, like tomatoes like it's sunny and hot. Okay, so you want to plant them out where they're going to get plenty of sunlight. Lettuce, again, is pretty much a small seed. And again, this is from Seed Savers. It is actually an organic seed. And we got just a little bit of it left from last year, so I'm just going to use it all up in here. And here again, we're just kind of going to be like what we did with the spinach. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you just want to make it easier for you, because it should be fun growing your own food. I like to show people how easy this is, because like I said before, you don't have to have a big farm to actually be a farmer. Now we're just going to come in here, make sure everything's kind of covered up. They don't really have to be covered real well. They just got to be making contact with the soil. And like I say, the nice thing is it rained yesterday, so you can see that dirt's kind of sticking to me. That's the way I like to work things a little bit, is more on the not muddy side, but more along the lines it's damp. And I'm sure there's master gardeners out there that will say that I'm doing it wrong, and I might be, but this is what works for me. Every farm, every backyard is completely different. Well, I want to say I appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully you learned a little something about planting radishes, carrots, lettuce, and spinach. All are good for you. Yeah, kids, you need to eat as many vegetables as you can. You can do this in your own backyard. If you got any questions, you can hit us up on our Facebook page. Don't forget, we are still taking orders for some chickens. We're actually thinking about doing another order for later on this summer. They'll be ready in the fall. We do accept the SNAP EBT benefit cards, so don't let that bother you. We'll gladly take those. We'll have some produce coming up, and don't forget, we have Nana's goat milk soap on our website as well, so make sure you check that out. I think she's got 3 different fragrances in her soap as well as plain soap. It's great for your skin. I use it. We also have goat milk lotion as well. Find everything you need about us and the products that we offer at UncleJohnsFarms.com. That's Uncle John's, Johns, Farms, FARMS.com. So you can go there and place your orders. We can actually deliver it to you if you're within a certain radius of us. We'd love to have you as a client. Again, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of my video today and my little projects. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's video, we're going to be putting the tomatoes out. We're also going to be putting some blackberry bushes in for my good friend Wyatt. So stay tuned for that one tomorrow. And again, thank you so much for being a part of our community. I appreciate each and every one of you.